Hello, welcome back to Wild Heart Yoga Tribe. My name is Jay, and today we're moving into our sixth chakra known as Anja. So Anja refers to command or authority and is represented by our eyes, which are the windows to the soul, or more specifically, our third eye. So it's associated with the color violet, and it is all about using intelligence and wisdom brought by the awareness built from our other chakras to reach into the deeper aspects of life, moving out of our body, out of the earth, and more into spirituality. So we're going into those unknown realms, beyond time and space, into those blurred places of the subconscious. So we need our other chakras to kind of focus our eyes so that we can see beyond just what we know and into what is. And this can be a really hard concept to grasp, but if you allow yourself to open up to it, you're going to start to see things in a totally different way. So we're going to start in Shavasana. Allow yourself to lay back, relax, palms up, eyes closed, and if you can, take a step outside of your body and just start to look back at yourself. So one of the easiest ways for me to describe what the aspect of Anja is actually similar to what the Aboriginals in Australia believe, of moving into the dream time, a place beyond space and time, finding the interconnectedness of everything. So as you sit here with yourself, maybe think about all the steps that have led you to this point in your life and where those steps are leading you, and know that they're not separate, they're connected. Each breath leads us on that journey. Each movement, every thought counts. Just start to take some deeper breaths, feeling your body. So one of the reasons our mind is in chakra number 6 is that we need all these other chakras to focus our mind, almost like a pair of glasses, because it's so easy to get lost in our mind. So using all these other chakras to keep an intention, a focus of our mind, to go beyond ourselves, but not to lose ourselves. Just start to move your fingers and your toes. And now reach your arms up and over your head, point your toes. And then exhale, draw your knees into your chest. So we often refer to the mind as kind of an enemy of spirituality, but if we focus our mind, it can be our greatest aid to spirituality and to our practice. And so today is going to involve our mind quite a bit. So we're going to start with your hands down. And we're going to inhale, extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. And we're going to keep your right leg straight for this little sequence. So we're going to take the first few slow. And then as we start to get the trick of it, then we start to speed it up. So as you inhale, lower your right heel down to hovering and extend your left heel up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, draw your left knee to your chest and lift your right heel to the ceiling. Inhale, expand, right heel down, left heel up. Exhale, contract, left knee to chest, right heel high. Keep going like that. Inhale, extends, and exhale, draws in, contracts. Inhale, and exhale, right leg stays straight. Inhale. And as you exhale, let's add on by lifting our shoulders, crunching in towards your knee. Inhale, extending. Exhale, contracting, knee towards your nose. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe start to add on your exhales, a little bit of a hip lift. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Final option. Inhale, expand your arms up and over your head. As you exhale, pull everything in nice and tight. 5. Inhale, open up. Exhale, contract. 4. 3. If you get lost, slow down. 2. Last time, inhale. Exhale, pull everything in for 5. 4, knee to nose. 3. Right heel high. 2. 1, draw your knees to your chest. Circle out. Hello, core. It's good to feel you again, old friend. All right, hands down beside you. This time, let's extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. So left leg is the one that's going to stay straight at all times. And now lower your left heel down and extend your right leg up. Exhale, right knee to chest, left heel up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lower down, extend up. Exhale, contract, right knee to chest, left heel high. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Keep going like this. Maybe you start to speed it up, but stick to a rhythm with your breath. On your next exhale, you might lift your head and shoulders. Keep them lifted as you inhale. And exhale, try to shorten the distance between your knee and your nose. Next option is to start lifting your hips. We're not swinging our hips up, but we're trying to lift them up. So it's just a little lift. And then finally, if you're ready, inhale, expand your arms and exhale, contract for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it for 5, 4, get smaller, 3, 2, 1. Draw your knees to your chest. Circle out your knees. Awesome. Hands down beside your hips. So this is all about moving smoothly and slowly. And now expand your legs up and try to keep your legs working as one rather than separate. So I'm squeezing my toes together, squeezing my heels together. And then on your exhale, we're going to lower your heels as slowly as you can down to the mat. Once they reach the mat, super glue them there. And now reach your arms up and sit all the way up, but try not to lift your heels so my heels stay connected to the mat. Then exhale like a zombie, round and curl your back and lower all the way down to the floor. And now lift your legs. Exhale, lower your legs. And now lift your arms, rise up, sit up. Exhale, round the back, undulate your way all the way down to the mat. And now lift your legs, maybe lift your hips with as much control. Exhale, lower the hips, lower your heels. And now lift your arms, reach up, rise up, work for it a little bit more, less momentum. Exhale, roll through your spine, turn on your core. And now legs up, maybe hips up. Exhale, slice through the air with control. And now reach up, rise up, try to keep your heels down. Exhale, undulate your way back down. We got 2 more of these. Move with your breath, try to move steadily. Sit all the way up, work for it. Last time, exhale, lower down to your back. How long can you hover your way down? And now lift your legs. Maybe full halasana, feet touch the floor. Exhale, slice through the air. With control, place your heels down. Last time, struggle for it. Reach your arms up in slow motion. Can you rise up all the way? There we go. Exhale, cross your legs. Come over onto your hands, onto your knees. And just shake out a little bit. Loosen yourself up. Awesome. Once in, now lift your right arm high. Open up the chest. Really press down through your left palm and expand up, then over to the left. So try to get as much wideness in the chest as possible. Take a deep breath into your fingertips. Exhale, thread your needle so right shoulder and face come down to the mat. Take a second to open up your chest. Left hand can be planted extended forward or even behind your back. And then we're gonna extend your left foot to the back of the mat. I recommend pushing down through your toes, specifically your pinky toe, to turn on your Mula Bandha, your base core. And now let's float your left leg up. Find your sweet spot. So we don't want to tip over, but we want to work for it. We want to feel it. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw your left knee to your chest, round and curl till all the air is out of your lungs. And now extend up and up. Exhale, round and curl. And now expanding up, find your edge. Exhale, round and curl. 2 more. Inhale, inflates. Exhale, deflates. Last time, push the edge. Inhale, rise up. How high can you lift your leg? Exhale, round and curl, knee to chest. Set your left knee down. Plant your left hand. Inhale, unthread your right arm. Give it some big open circles, like you're jamming out on an electric guitar. Get into your rotator cuff, embrace the warmth, the heat. Switch directions, go the opposite way. Awesome, tabletop. And now lift your left hand high. Pause here for a little bit. Expand the chest. Press down through your right palm. Reach over through your left fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, thread your needle. Left shoulder and face come down to the floor. Adjust your right hand, but make sure that your chest stays open. Let's extend your right foot back. And then with control from your core, rise up. So I have to stay soft in the upper half of my body, but firm in the lower half of my body. Finding balance. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, round and curl, knee to chest. And try to keep your balance. If you tip over like I do, you get to try again. All right, inhale, expand your right leg high again. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to chest. 2 more. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, round and curl. Last time, push your edge. Maybe you tip over. Exhale, round and curl. Set your right knee down. Plant your right hand. Now lift your left hand high. Give it some big open circles. When you feel nice and loose, switch directions. Awesome, tabletop. Hands down. Shake out. Do whatever you gotta do. And we'll meet in our first downward facing dog. So picking up your hips, pedal out your knees, shake out your hair a little bit. Find some stillness in your downward facing dog. Take some deep breaths, feel the texture of the mat. Listen to the sound of your breath. Remember all the lessons our other chakras have taught us, apply them to this class. This is the class where they all become a little bit more focused. We start to realize why we balance these other chakras and how much they help us start to reach into those deeper layers of ourself. Inhale, let's lift your right leg high. And on your exhale, step between your hands, low lunge. Drop your back knee. And now sit up nice and tall. Take your hands together like a prayer, thumbs behind your neck. Really wrap your elbows in nice and tight so they don't want to be wide. And now lift your heart. Exhale, Anjaneyasana. Sink your pelvis forward. Push your head back into your hands. So either hands into a prayer, or if it feels better, interlace your fingers behind your head, but keep wrapping your elbows in. Keep lifting the heart up. Keep reaching back through your shoulders. And now reach your arms up nice and high. Exhale, standing splits nice and smoothly. Pick up your left leg. And now lift your left heel really high. Press through your palms, so flat hands. Exhale, left knee to chest. Look up and now rise up. One-legged pose. Take a second to lock it in. Flex your foot. Knit your ribs. Relax your shoulders. Deep breath in. Exhale slowly back to your standing split. So it is okay to bend your bottom leg, your right knee, but we want flat hands. Inhale, lift your left heel a little bit higher. Lean forward. Exhale, left knee to your chest. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Use your drishti, your focus, your gaze. Exhale, standing splits with control. Last time, inhale, lift your left heel so high, lean forward. Exhale, left knee to your chest. Inhale, reach up, rise up. And exhale, smoothly come down, standing split. Inhale, lift your left heel so high. Exhale, left knee to your chest. Now we're gonna stay here. So left knee stays to your chest. Gaze forward. Can you pick up your right heel? See how high you can lift your right heel. Maybe come onto your right toe tip. Exhale, forward fold, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold completely, hands to floor. Inhale, rise up through your spine, bone on top of bone. Reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Clear the mind. Set an intention, a focus. Whatever your focus is today, maybe it's to take a different perspective of yourself, of your practice. Maybe it's taking a different perspective of the world. Can you widen your gaze? Can you look beyond just the self? Take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. Eyes open. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Then exhale, bind your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, open up the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, bound forward fold. It's okay to bend your knees, but try to keep your hands off your back. Keep your bind. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step, walk, or jump back to your plank pose, Plankasana. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step between your hands, low lunge. Drop the right knee. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Take your hands above your head in a prayer. Thumbs behind your neck, or maybe interlacing your fingers behind your head. Wrap your elbows in. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, Anjaneyasana, hips forward, shoulder blades back. Keep wrapping the elbows in. Sticking to the place that feels right for you. For me, I like to have my hands in a prayer rather than interlaced, but notice what makes your shoulders feel a little bit more open. Keep lifting the heart out of the spine. Take one more breath in, lift your arms high. Exhale, standing splits, move smoothly. Inhale, lift your right heel a little bit high. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, reach up, stand up, one-legged pose. Exhale, back to your standing splits. Smoothly, hands are flat to the mat. Inhale, lift your right heel a little bit higher, pinky toe stays down. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, reach up, rise up, use your gaze, your focus point. Exhale, back down, standing splits. Inhale, lift your right heel so high, push gravity. Exhale, right knee to chest. Now reach up, rise up. Find stability and balance. Exhale, back to your standing split. Here's the change. Inhale, lift your right heel high. Exhale, right knee to chest. Keep it there. Inhale, pick up your left heel. Maybe you can go onto your toe tips. Maybe you can float to handstands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, Samastitihi. Notice if your head is spinning, can you ground yourself back down through your feet? Muladhara plays a huge role in keeping us focused. Don't get lost in your mind, but use your mind as a tool to deepen your practice. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands behind your back, awkward grip, so the opposite hand on top this time. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, bound, forward fold, hands off your back. Keep your bind. Inhale, halfway lift, pull your hands back, your heart forward. Exhale, plank, release your hands, step, walk, or jump. Find a solid plank, press your heart away from your thumbs. Inhale, lean forward, exhale, chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just pedal out your knees a little bit, shake out your hips. Inhale, shift forward to your plank. And then exhale, let's come down to our forearm plank. So right forearm comes down, and then your left forearm comes down. Make sure you're not lifting your butt too much, but tuck your tail. And then inhale, let's come back into our plank, right hand and left hand. We got 5 more of these. Exhale, forearm plank, left elbow down, right elbow down. Inhale, back to your plank, left hand, right hand. Exhale, forearm plank, right elbow, left elbow. Inhale, plank, right hand, left hand. Exhale, forearm plank, left elbow, right elbow. Inhale, plank, left hand, right hand. Exhale, forearm plank, right elbow, left elbow. Inhale, plank, right hand, left hand. Last time. Exhale, left forearm down, right forearm down. Inhale, left hand, right hand, plank pose. Inhale, lean forward. And then last time, come down to your forearms. Good, stay in your forearms. Tuck your tail. Take some deep breaths. On your inhale, let's start to walk your feet towards your elbows for your dolphin. And then on your exhale, start to walk your feet back to your forearm plank. Inhale, walk them up, dolphin. Exhale, walk them back, forearm plank. Inhale, forward for your dolphin. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. 2 more. Last time, inhale, dolphin. Exhale, forearm plank. Drop your knees. Shake out your shoulders a little bit, shrug them. Feel all that heat start to build up. It's a great way of stabilizing our core, but also getting some mobility back into our shoulders. So, let's take our forearms back down. Middle finger in line with your elbows. When we start to get tired, like when we're moving in and out of forearm plank a bunch, you'll see people's elbows start to come out too wide, and we'll lose stability. And we want them under our shoulders, in line with our middle fingers. Don't just use your elbows, but use your whole forearm, including your fingertips. So coming into our forearm plank, and we're gonna walk our feet forward into our dolphin. See how far forward your feet can go. Good, then inhale, lift your heels, and exhale, drop your heels. Inhale, lift your heels, exhale, drop your heels. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Maybe you can take your feet in. We're halfway there. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. 2 more. Last time, how high can you lift those heels? Exhale, drop the heels, drop your knees, shake out your shoulders. If that doesn't get you sweating, then, maybe you just need to take some of Dylan Warner's classes. He always gets me sweating. Alrighty, so we're going to be going through some funky transitions. And this is more technique than muscle, but obviously you need some strength. So if you don't have the strength, just do the best you can, modify your practice. So watch me the first time, then we'll do it together. And if you have a block, I recommend grabbing it. You don't have to have a block, but it definitely helps the engagement. So what we're going to be doing is starting in our dolphin pose. So just watch me the first time. In my dolphin, I'm going to lift my right leg high. I'm going to draw my knee to my chest. I'm going to look forward, pressing through my palms. I'm going to inhale, lift my elbows and my leg to a 3-legged dog. Then I'm going to exhale, crunch my right knee to my chest. I'm going to drop my elbows to a dolphin crunch. So the thing to remember there is the line of energy. I inhale to extend. I exhale to drop and crunch. Use your body as one rather than the different separate parts. So join me in a dolphin pose. Middle finger with your elbows, shoulders over elbows. Lift your hips. Good, try to relax. If you need to bend your knees, Sometimes our hamstrings give us so much resistance. This can really help you sit in your dolphin a little bit easier. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, just draw your knee to your chest. 3. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to chest. 2. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to chest. 1, pause. Look forward. In a 3-legged dog, press through your hands, right leg high. Exhale, back to your dolphin crunch, knee to chest, drop your elbows. In a 3-legged dog, lift your elbows. Exhale, dolphin crunch. In a 3-legged dog. Exhale, dolphin crunch. Last time, in a 3-legged dog. Exhale, step between your hands. Good job. Grab a block if you have one, but it's okay if you don't. In a crescent lunge. Relax your shoulders. Sink your hips and really engage between your legs, your bathroom muscles. Now, if you have a block, try to pop it with your palms. You can have that block any direction you want, but I like it better widthwise. So I'm not using my fingers here. I'm really using my knuckles and my palms. I'm going to wrap my elbows in. Start with your elbows shoulder width distance apart. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, think chaturanga, elbows by your ribs, puff out the chest. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, elbows by the ribs, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 8. 7. 6. Exaggerate the core work. 5, stay low. 4, make sure it's just your arms moving. 3, 2, 1. Pause here. So now it's going to be tempting to back bend. We do not want to back bend here. We want to make sure it's our arms doing all the work. And now lift your elbows up to the ceiling, then exhale halfway down. And now elbows up, exhale elbows halfway down, 9. 8, move with your breath. 7, pop the block. 6, keep your elbows wrapped in. 5, try to just keep this in the shoulders and the arms. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. And now lift your elbows up to the ceiling. Block comes behind your head. Wrap the elbows in. Stay low through your legs. And now straighten your arms up. Exhale, block behind your head. Squeeze your biceps. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now lift that block. You can move it off to the side. We're done with it for now. Shake out your arms. They're probably feeling a little bit wobbly, and that's okay. And now lift your arms up nice and high. Then on your exhale, standing split, move like you're coming through warrior 3. Hands come down to the ground. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a big hop or a little hop, so you might even take a knee and watch me do this first one. These are called scissor switches. Wrap your elbows in, gaze forward, press to your hands. Deep breath in, and on your exhale, we're gonna switch out your legs with a little hop. Now, here's a tip. Keep your top leg straight. It'll lead you up a lot smoother than a bent knee. Breathe in, exhale, scissor, switch, 4. Exhale, scissor, switch, 3. Exhale, scissor, switch, 2. And then exhale, scissor, switch, 1. Good. Step your right foot back. Plant the heel in a warrior 1 Virabhadrasana. Square your hips. Tuck your tail. Sink down nice and low. And now reach your arms up nice and high. Take a second to find your breath and to refocus your mind. So that's why it's so important that we use our breath. It brings clarity to our mind. Otherwise, it can start to get fogged up. We start to get lost. We forget why we're doing what we're doing. So try to make any of the little adjustments in your warrior pose. Really feel it. And now extend your left leg straight. Exhale to your pyramid pose. Fold over your left leg. So if you have blocks, feel free to use them. You could bend your left knee, fingertips, Eventually, palms will come down to the ground. Take some deep breaths. Try to extend your heart forward rather than just down. Deep breaths. Remember our last chakra, Vishuddha, honoring our truth. So we listen to our breath. Notice if your breath sounds a little harsh, can you smooth it out? Can you relax? Can you practice with love? Can you practice with control? Can you practice intuitively? And can you practice in a way that represents who you are? In our Warrior One, Virabhadrasana, exhale Chaturanga, hands down, step back, take your time, low plank. Now up dog, exhale, down dog, shake out your knees. Our little challenge this time, from your down dog, take a deep breath in, and at the same time, bend your elbows. See how slowly you can come into your dolphin. When you are in your dolphin, make any adjustments, elbows under your shoulders, middle finger in line with your elbows. Maybe you can walk your feet in a little bit closer this time. And now lift your left leg high. Exhale, left knee to your chest, 3. In our left leg high. Exhale, left knee to chest, 2. In our left leg high. Exhale, left knee to chest, 1. Look forward. In our press up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, crunch back to your dolphin. In a 3-legged dog, elbows up. Exhale, dolphin crunch, elbows down. In a 3-legged dog. Exhale, dolphin crunch last time. In a 3-legged dog. Exhale, step lightly between your hands. Good, grab a block if you have one. Rise up to your crescent lunge. So if you don't have a block, you gotta work a little bit extra harder to make sure you're engaging your core. So by pressing in this block, it makes me turn on the necessary muscles. If you don't have that block, you can still turn them on, but you really gotta mentally visualize that you're pressing into something. So maybe you visualize that block as something that frustrated you, upset you. Maybe it's something blocking your way. Try to pop it. Elbows start in line with your shoulders. Stay low, engage your legs. Deep breath in. Exhale, wrap the elbows to your ribs, just like Chaturanga, puff out the chest. Inhale up. Exhale down. 9. 7, move smoothly. 6, elbows in tight. 5, halfway there. 4, try not to use your fingers. 3, 2, 1. And now lift your elbows up to the ceiling, but try not to back bend. Really turn on your core. Exhale halfway down. 10, 9, 8. Be mechanical. 7, 6. Stay low. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, last round. Now lift your elbows up, keep them wrapped in. Block is behind your head. Squeeze your biceps. And now straighten the block up. Exhale, block behind your head. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, elbows in. 4, stay low. 3, tuck your tail. 2, last one, exhale, squeeze. And now lift that block up and ditch it. We're done with it for now. Shake out your arms. Whew. And now lift your arms up nice and high. And as smoothly as you can, exhale, standing splits. Move through a warrior 3 on your way to that standing split. So little tips, keep your top leg high. You can widen your stance if you're really tight, or maybe you start with your fingertips in line with your toes if you're looking for more of a challenge. And then of course, if you can just hold your handstand, just do a little moonwalk, okay? So we're gonna do 5 of these. Deep breath in. On your exhale, scissor switch your legs. Breathe in. Exhale, scissor switch. Breathe in. Exhale, scissor switch. And then we should be down on your right foot. Good, step your left foot back, plant the heel in a warrior one. Square your hips, tuck your tail, relax your shoulders, lift your arms. Make any of those fine-tuned adjustments you need. Reach in there, All right, once you found all these little alignments, press your palms together. And now extend your right leg straight. And then exhale, pyramid pose, fold over your right leg. So remember your little adjustments. You can use blocks, bend your right knee, fingertips, or eventually your palms. But try to extend your spine here. Keep pulling back your right hip, left hip forward. Deep breaths into the resistant places. So today we need both strength and flexibility. And they need to work harmoniously together. Just like our mind and heart, we often think of them at odds, but they work really well together if we give them a focus or an intention to work with. And you'll see where our intention is leading us pretty soon. In a warrior one, exhale, chaturanga, take your time. Downward facing dog. Take your toes to touch. And now lift your heels. Bend your knees. Look forward. Try to land with straight legs. We're going to hop to the top of the mat. In a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now bend your knees in our chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, sweep your fingers to the mat, chair plane. Keep your heart above your hips. Inhale, sweep the mat, mountain or Urdhva Hastasana. Flex your core. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, chair. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, chair. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, rise up. Flex your core. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, chair. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, chair. Good. Let's come into a crow. Hands down, knees towards your armpits. Press your arms and your legs into each other. Lean forward, look forward. Good. See if you can hug your heels to your butt. Wrap the elbows in. Flex your fingers. Deep breath in. Exhale, step, walk, or float back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a few breaths. You can drop down to your knees. Wipe off the sweat if you need, a sip of water. Take a peek at me. So we're going to be doing a little bit more of a challenging movement. It's referred to as a tiger bend, but there's many different layers to the tiger bend. So eventually our tiger bend will be floating from handstand to forearm stand. We're not going to go there today. But what we are going to try and do is go from our dolphin into low plank. So this requires rolling through our elbows and really flexing your fingers, getting into your knuckles. So there's a couple ways you can do this. I'll show you all the ways, then I'll let you have practice. So coming into our dolphin, if you don't have the strength to come into your tiger bend, then what I'll have you do is practice lifting into your down dog, plank, low plank, plank, down dog, dolphin. This will build the strength for you to eventually get there. Layer 2, we're going to bend our knees using a little bit of momentum. I'm going to look forward. I'm going to push myself to a low plank, plank, and then straight back to your dolphin. Final option, moving with our straight legs, flexing my fingers. I'm going to roll forward into my low plank, then I'm going to roll back into my dolphin. So those are your 3 options. Choose the option that is accessible to you. Do your best and know that, sometimes we have to fall to fly. So if you don't quite get it today, keep practicing it. I promise you'll get there soon. So we'll do 3 of those in a row. Whatever layers you're choosing, start in your dolphin. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, make your way into your tiger bend. And then we'll make our way back into our dolphin. 3. Tiger bend. Dolphin. 2, trying to move smoothly. Tiger bend. Dolphin. 1. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, 3-legged dog, lift your elbows. Exhale, step between your hands, low lunge. And then inhale, crescent lunge. I figured once is good enough for this time, right? Arms up high. Sink down low. Tuck your tail. Find your focus. Inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, vertically twist to the right. Good, stay low. Wide arms. Draw your shoulder blades together. Look back towards your right thumb. Can you find your right thumb with your left eye? If you can, give yourself a thumbs up. You've got hand-eye coordination. Deep breath in. Exhale smoothly. Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana with a little bit of style. Sink down nice and low. Good, take your hands behind your head like you're going to the beach. Shoulder blades engage. Tail tucks. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach the right elbow up. Exhale, extend forward, left elbow up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, extend. Inhale, stand up tall. Pivot your right foot to the left. And exhale, fold in half. Prasarita, our straddle fold. So taking some time here just to breathe. Adjust yourself, maybe go wider legs or shorter legs. Eventually our elbows come down to the mat. But if you're still feeling energetic, which hopefully you are, we're gonna practice our tripod headstand. So tripod is when we have 3 points on the ground. So I'm gonna have both my hands and the top of my head down. Make sure your hands are a little bit farther back than you think they should go so that your elbow will be directly on top of your palms. Good, lean the heart forward. Tuck your chin, place the top of your head down onto the mat. Lift your heels, and then draw your legs up. It's probably easiest if you stay in your straddle, wide legs for counterbalance. But if you feel good, draw your legs together like a candlestick. Maybe go wide legs. You can tick-tock to the right, to the left a few times if you want a little extra core challenge in this class. See if you can tap your toes to the ground. Maybe you take an L-sit, straddle your legs. And then we'll place our feet down. Try to hug them before placing them down. Halfway lift. Take your hands to your hips. Exhale, hold, tuck your tail, extend your head forward. Rise up to standing through your core. Exhale, warrior 2, facing forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, chaturanga, hands down. Take your time. Downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. Feel the energy moving through your body. Remember that all these other chakras that we've worked on have to come together. You have to unite them to really master the mind. They give us a deeper understanding into ourselves. So can you use the wisdom of your chakras, of this practice, and can you give yourself what you need rather than just what you want? Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, let's see if we can lower our elbows as slowly, as softly as we can down to the yoga mat. Good. We've got 3 tiger bends. Take whatever option works for you. Maybe take a break. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, low plank. Back to our dolphin. Exhale, low plank. Back to our dolphin. Exhale, low plank. And we'll meet in dolphin pose. Lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to chest. 3-legged dog with your elbows. Exhale, step between your hands. Crescent lunge. Rise up. Ooh, wipe off your sweat. Working hard for it. It is really hard work to master your mind. Think about how many times your mind has tricked you, lied to you, led you astray. We have to really find focus, intention, and discipline if we're going to use our mind to be an aid rather than a handicap. And now expand your arms out really wide. Exhale, vertically twist to the left. So see if you can gaze back towards your left hand and with your right eye. Twisting the core, stay level. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior two. Smoothly. You can take your hands behind your head. Maybe interlace your fingers, elbows wide this time. And now reverse left elbow high. Exhale, extend right elbow high. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. One more time, inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, rise up to standing. Pivot your feet in. Exhale, Prasarita, forward fold. Now you can go into your tripod headstand just like last time, but maybe you want to try a new approach. So for this new approach, would either involve crow or your frog. So I'll turn sideways so you can see me. I'm going to take my knees on top of my arms. I'm going to wrap my elbows in. I'm going to gaze forward, just like chaturanga. I bend my elbows. I'm going to look at the mat until the very last second till I'm about to face plant, and then I'm going to tuck my chin, head comes down. Don't just fall into this. Place your head down. Elbows are open. So with our legs closer together, it's a little bit more tricky. I have to use a little bit more core. We're going to draw our knees to our chest, just like our chair pose, and then slowly extend your legs up. Together, use them as one. Deep breaths. Make sure that your neck isn't in any pain. Maybe you straddle your legs. Maybe you touch the floor and then float back up, a little reverse crunch. Little challenge is, can you come back to your crow? So knees on top of your arms. The hardest part is lifting your head. So flex your fingers, look up. Chaturanga. Up dog. And then we'll meet back in our straddle. If you tried that out, wide leg forward fold, take some deep breaths. Hands to your hips. Now rise up to standing. Exhale, warrior two facing forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Take your time. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Drop your knees, child's pose. Toes touch, hips back, head down. Just taking some deep breaths, resetting yourself. This would be a great time to pause the video, take a sip of water if you need it. We'll come up into our tabletop. So we're going to be moving into Shirshasana, which is our forearm headstand. And this can be quite a challenging posture to find. So if you have a wall to practice next to, if you're brand new to this, or a friend to support you, I definitely recommend it if you've never done this posture before. But there are ways to safely approach this. So to start with, rather than having our hands down, you're going to interlace your fingers, except for your pinky fingers and your thumbs. So we want to wrap the elbows in. We don't want our elbows out wide. We want to wrap them in so that we turn on our biceps, our shoulders, our chest, and our back. The wider our arms get, the harder it is to engage. The closer the elbows are in, the more bone stacking we get, the more muscle engagement we're going to get. So we're going to place our elbows down just like our dolphin. See, my thumbs are nice and open. Some people practice with a closed hand. I practice with an open hand. You choose what works better for you. We're going to be placing the back of your head, so where you would tie your hair up, that's where the back of your head will press into your thumbs. And it's more important that your head is pressing back than straight down on the ground. We don't want to stress out our neck. So placing our elbows down, I'm going to take the back of my head into my hands. I'm going to lift my hips up into my dolphin. Then I'm going to walk my feet as close in as possible. The higher your hips get, the easier this transition is. So if you're newer to this, lift one leg up. Remember our little scissor switches? Top leg stay straight. Maybe you just take some little hops. That wasn't really little. Take littler hops than I took. Just start to feel your sweet spot. You'll see my bottom knee comes to my chest. Once you start to feel that lock-in engagement, then you know you can hold it. So I'm just gonna hold one leg up. Then I'm gonna draw that top leg down, see if you can hold both knees in. Then extend the opposite leg up. Point or flex your foot so that you have a solid engagement in the standing leg. And then draw your knees down. See how many times you can switch out your legs. And then let one foot come down and take a break. So we want to make sure that it's the core that supports our pose. If you're back bending, odds are you're going to tip over, and that's why a wall or a friend can be really helpful in that posture. Now, if you have a solid headstand, you can do the split legs, no problem. Then option 2 would be to float into your headstand or tuck into your headstand. So, same thing with your hands. We're gonna press really into our hands with the back of your head. The more you press your head back, the more engagement you get. Lift your hips, draw your knees in. So for our tuck, I hug my right heel in, then my left heel in, knees to chest. Make sure you're solid. Lift your legs as one. If you're going for your float, lower your feet down, maybe just your toes, and then lift them up. And the more you practice, the easier that float gets. I'm pretty cooked. Odds are you're pretty cooked too, so don't worry if you're not getting the float quite yet. Odds are if you try again tomorrow, it'll happen a little bit more naturally when you've had some time to absorb the mental memory of everything we've been practicing today. So maybe you just work on your Sirsasana a little bit more, but if you're ready to go to that next step, we have our Pincha Mayurasana, or our forearm handstand. Now there's a couple ways to do this. You can have your palms face down. Me personally, I like to have my palms pressing together. This just gives me that mental edge to balance myself a little bit easier, but you work with what you got. Some people even take a block behind their head to help them feel a little bit safer as they come up. Also, you can move to a wall or get your friend support. So I'm gonna place my elbows under my shoulders. For me, I'm gonna press my palms together, but you might flex your fingers and pull them out a little bit. I'm gonna come into my dolphin, and I'm gonna gaze forward. Eventually, we'll tuck our chin, but if you're newer at this, gaze forward. It'll help you balance. It'll keep you safe. Good, so I'm gonna walk my feet in as close as I can. I'm gonna split my legs, and I'm gonna do those little hops. So don't jump right into it. Start to find your sweet spot. And then when you find your sweet spot, hold it. And then maybe your toes touch. Switch out your knees. Eventually we'll find straight legs. Try to take the back bend out by looking down. Maybe look back. We'll come down, shake it out. Keep practicing. Practice makes perfect. It took me a long time to learn how to do my forearm stands. It takes a lot of shoulder flexibility, a lot of strength, stability, and this mental clarity of how to approach the posture. So sometimes it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. So finding those little tools that help you. For instance, for me, it wasn't until I put my palms together that it really started to click in my body how to hold myself upside down like that. Let's come down onto your butt. Extend your legs forward, toes touch. And now lift your arms up nice and high. Exhale, seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Feel free to bend your knees if you need. Maybe you can grab the outside edges of your feet, these fingers to your big toes. But me personally, I like to drape my hands over my toes. And then I like to hit the fuel pedal, and then the clutch. And this is a really nice way of giving yourself a little bit of back love, a little bit of a massage. And then just release. Deep breaths into your spine. Find your breath. Then inhale, rise up. Cross your legs. Sit up nice and tall. Take your right hand behind your back. Take your left hand to your right knee. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your right shoulder blade back. Inhale, sit up a little bit taller. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. One more time, breathe in. Exhale, twist. Inhale back to center. Then exhale, switch sides. Breathe in, widen the chest. Then breathe out to twist. One more breath in. Exhale, really wring your spine out. Then inhale, back to center. And we're gonna end in a seated meditation. So you can have your hands anywhere you'd like, but for Anja, it is located in our third eye. So a little challenge is to take your hands to your third eye, close your eyes, just focus on your breath. We breathe in and we breathe out, and that's our only focus. Receiving and giving, moving into our body and then moving out of our body. Whatever thoughts are in your mind, let them come and go like clouds. Observe them, but don't attach yourself to them. We'll just take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your hands to your heart center. Just feel the energy moving through your body. And you can gently open your eyes. So, we're going to end class the same way we've been ending all the other chakras, by chanting the sacred sound of Anja, which is Om. And I'm pretty sure that you guys are all familiar with Om. Now, the sound Om is supposed to resonate with the sound of the universe. So it's supposed to draw you into a state of meditation and connectedness to all things around you. So this is all about transcending ourselves and taking in the wider gaze, knowing that your life makes a difference, but your life isn't the only life that's important. Taking that wider focus and contributing to the whole. So, taking our hands back to our third eye, taking a second to gather in all the energy that you have, all the energy that's come to you from the stars, from your past lives, from everyone else in your life. And here is our chance to give it back a little bit more positive than we received it. Take a deep breath in. We'll take a deep breath out. Preparing for our Om, we'll take a deep breath in. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands to your heart. The eyes are said to be the seat of our soul. When we unite all of our chakras, we give them a focus through our minds to transcend reality and to move beyond it into spirituality, into this interconnectedness of all life. Thank you for joining me on this journey. We'll take one last deep breath in. And on our exhale, we bow to each other, saluting Namaste. Namaste means the highest in me honors and respects the highest in you. And that's the best way to describe Anja, is that we're reaching into our highest self to reach out into everybody else's higher self. So I hope that you were able to connect to this chakra. There's so much more to it than what I've presented. So I really recommend that you continue this journey and that you keep learning.